All right, let's try this example right here on how to graph this system of inequalities on MML. So look right here at my equations, and I've got 2y minus x is greater than or equal to negative 2. There are two ways to graph this. You can either get the y by itself and put it in slope-intercept form, or you can just find the x and y intercept. And honestly, I think it's just as easy to find the x and y intercept. So let's just do that first. Notice here, to find the y-intercept, I'm going to let x be 0. So if x is 0, okay, I can see 2y, and we're going to pretend just for a minute that that says equals. But if x is 0, and let me solve this right here. I'll put that in right there just real quick. If x is 0, I have 2y equals negative 2, which if you solve that, you see y is negative 1. So I've got the point 0, negative 1. So I'm going to come over here to my graph, and I'm going to plot that real quick. So I'm just going to click on my graph anywhere, and this lovely little tool comes up. I want to graph a line, so I'm going to click that point, and then I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to plug in the point. What did we say? We plugged in 0 for x, and we got negative 1 for y. So we're right there. Okay, now notice anywhere I move, I've got another line, so I've got to find my other line. We'll go over there, and notice now I'm going to let y be 0. And so if y is 0, so I'm looking right here. If y is 0, that's gone. I've got negative x equals, because I'm going to pretend that's an equals, negative 2. So I can see x has to be 2. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to click on the point 2, 0. Now, I either need to shade above or below that line. So I'm going to click my little paint can, because that's how I'm going to shade. And as long as it doesn't go through the point 0, 0 right here, which it doesn't, that's the point I'm going to try. So if I come over here and I plug in 0, 0, I get 0. Is 0 greater than negative 2? And I would say yes. So I want to shade above. So you can see I just click on that and it shades it for me. Okay, now I'm going to start on my second line. So look at right here. Again, I'm going to find my x and y intercept. So if y is 0, I can see x is negative 6. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to graph another line. So I'm going to click my line point right there. And I'm going to graph x is negative 6, which is over here, 0. So there's that point. Now come back over here, and this time let's let x be 0. If x is 0, that means y has to be negative 3. So I've got the point 0, negative 3. So I'm going to click on that, and it puts in my line for me right there. Now, I've got to figure out where I want to shade this. So again, I plug in the point 0, 0, because it's an easy point, and I plug it in. Is 0, if you plug that in for y, plus 0, because I'm plugging that in for x, is that greater than negative 6? And I would say absolutely. So that means I want to shade above the line. So honestly, that's everything here, but I only want where the two intersect. So it's already kind of got it shaded for me, so I don't have to do anything else. So I'm not going to go ahead and shade this because I really only want where they intersect. So far, so good. Okay, now I've got the third line, which is y is less than or equal to 0. Now, anytime you have just a y, it's a horizontal line, okay? And it's through 0. So I'm this line right here, basically your x-axis. So I want another line, so I'm going to click my line, do any 2 points, it doesn't matter, on the x-axis. I'm just trying to get that nice horizontal line right there. It wants values less than 0. Okay, well, less than 0 would be down here, which I don't have that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to graph this, and I'm going to put that little color in right here, because I want that value. Okay, and I think that'll do it. And I need to delete this guy. So I'm going to highlight him. I'm going to come over here, and notice if I hover on the delete, it says delete selected object, and I'm going to be like, yes. Do not click clear. Otherwise, it clears your whole thing, and we don't want to do that. Okay, so that's kind of weird looking. I don't really like the way it's doing it, but I think it's going to be okay. I have one fourth line now. It's x is less than or equal to 0. That's a vertical line right here on y equals, although basically it's the y-axis, sorry. So again, it's another line. You can click any 2 points on the y-axis to get that vertical line. So there we go. And again, I want just here. So I'm going to go ahead and clear him again, just to be on the safe side before I hit this. I'm not sure if it would work, but I know what I want to shade is this little intersection in here. Because I want x less than 0, I want y less than 0. So I'm going to be to the left and below, and I just want this intersection right in here. So that should do it. I'm going to check my answer. and we'll see what we get. And it says we are amazing. Okay, so for your vertices, that's what it's going to want next. Your vertices are these points of intersection. So it's going to be this point right here, 0, 0, that point right there, and then this point right here. So you're just going to list them off. Those are your 4 points. If you can't tell by your graph what these point is, that's where these 2 lines intersect. So you could you could just solve this, and I could solve this quickly using the elimination method by adding just straight down. Look, I would get 4y equals -8. If 4y equals -8, and I could come over here to my paper and just say 4y equals -8, then y would be -2. Okay, so I know my y value is -2, and I can look at it and be like, yeah, that looks like -2 right there. Okay, and then, getting a glare here, either equation, it doesn't matter. I could plug in -2 for y. I like this one better. If I plug in -2, I get -4. If I add that to the other side, I'm going to get a -2. So I've got the point -2, -2. So down here, I'm just going to come in here, and I'm going to plug this all in. And we just want to be careful. Whoops, that doesn't look good. I want to plug in -2, -2. Okay, so that's going to be one of my points right there. It looks like another point is what, 2, 0. So let's put that one in. 2, 0. And it's never fun doing this while looking through the screen. Okay, another point is right here. And that looks like that's what, -6, 0. So here we go. -6, 0. And last but not least, and I don't think I plugged that in right as I'm looking at it. You got to be careful with this when I'm looking through the screen. And then last but not least, it looks like it's 0, 0. Which, you know what? I feel like I messed up. This one should have been 0, 0, shouldn't it? See, that's what I get for looking through my screen. Remember, I'm going to look at this again. It's this point, 0, 0, that point, which looks like 0, -1. So I'm looking through my screen. Okay, so I'll fix that real quick. And let's put in the point 0, -1. And let me look and see if it looks right. I shouldn't have another comma there, and I never know what MML is going to do. Boop. And we'll try it. We'll see what it says. See if I got all of it, my commas and everything in there correctly. Ah, we're amazing, and that's how you do it.